While the Bangladesh Cricket Board had gone ahead and submitted the 15-member provisional squad to the ICC, they hadn't really made an announcement as to what that 15 was, but now we know what's that 15-member looking squad that Bangladesh Cricket Board has now chosen for the T20 World Cup. A couple of inclusions over there which may raise your eyebrows, some exclusions there as well, and we'll at the end of it try and see how good is it that Bangladesh look for the T20 World Cup. Remember, they find themselves in a group which has South Africa and their rivals in Sri Lanka. Remember, it's a rivalry, a newfound rivalry at that, and we've seen how the two teams have really enjoyed going head to head against each other, be it the Asia Cup, be it other forums as well. And it will be yet again that Sri Lanka will find themselves facing against a Bangladesh side who, by the way, were brushed aside in the recent T20 series that the two played against each other. But Bangladesh have some form going into the series because they recently won a series against Zimbabwe. But how much does that really count for? We'll talk about all of that as we look at the 15-member squad that they've put out. Najmul Hussain Shanto has been made the captain of the side, and his deputy will be Taskin Ahmad. Taskin, remember, at the moment is undergoing an injury. There's a side strain that he's struggling with. This he suffered in the recently concluded series against Zimbabwe. It was ahead of the 5th T20I, if memory serves me right, that he picked up that injury. And out of form Liton Das, and that's where things could really change for Bangladesh. Liton Das, an experienced campaigner for them, but he's been struggling for runs. But nonetheless, he finds himself on that plane that will be headed from Bangladesh to the USA and the Caribbean. Soumya Sarkar, the usual suspect as you would have guessed. Tanzid Hassan, by the way, Tanzid was one of the top run getters for Bangladesh. In case you're wondering how come he's here, he was one of the top run scorers for Bangladesh in that series that we're talking about, and scored those runs at a decent click as well, 140 if I recall the number correctly. The evergreen Shakib Al Hasan, remember, he by the way holds the distinction of playing, or rather having played in all editions of the T20 World Cup since the start of the tournament. So he possibly will be playing in his last T20 World Cup. No word on his retirement though, but you guess that he is in the twilight of his career, and maybe this could be his last ICC competition in the shortest format of the game. Tauhid Rudhoy, he's also been in the side for quite some time now. He finds himself on the list as well. So does Mehmadullah, and you guess the same can be said for him as we'd spoken for Shakib Al Hasan. We'll quickly just try and see what this team now looks like. There is a fair bit of inexperience as well in this squad, because you've seen two rather inexperienced players in Jakir Ali and Tanveer Islam. Both of them haven't really played much as far as international cricket goes. Mehdi Hassan over there finds himself as well. So does Rishad Hussain and Mustafizur Rahman. Remember, Mustafizur Rahman has shown some good form in the IPL. He could not complete his tenure with the Chennai Super Kings, but Fiz did look good in the IPL, and he'd be hoping to take that form into the T20 World Cup as well. Shoreful Islam, Tanzim Hassan, the other two names. In case you're wondering how Tanzim Hassan makes it to the side, there was a lot of deliberation between his name and that of Mohammad Saifuddin, but Saifuddin, even though his returns were a little better than him, I think he picked up around 15 wickets in the BBL, in the Bangladesh League, beg your pardon. And Tanzim didn't really have the kind of numbers as good as him. Let's say 8 wickets for Saifuddin in that Zimbabwe series, but they decided to go ahead with Tanzim Hassan and wanted to try him out. That's the reason. And death bowling was a bit of an issue with Saifuddin, which is why the Bangladesh board have gone ahead with the Tanzim Hassan. Now, how does this squad look for me, and can this really be a side that goes past Sri Lanka and South Africa? If you ask me, those are the 3 big contenders you're talking about in that particular group. I think there's Netherlands as well in that group. But having said that, the fact that Sri Lanka beat them in the recent series, and the one big gap that I see in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, I know I'm placing South Africa a little above the other two, is the fact that death bowling, I think that's where Sri Lanka really has the edge. They really have the wherewithal as far as bowling at the death and the overall bowling unit is concerned, the bowling unit looks weak. The fact that Liton Das isn't in great form right now, unless of course some of these players can really turn it around in the USA and the Caribbean, that is something we'll have to wait and see. But for now, I don't quite think this is a Bangladesh squad that really has it in them to go ahead and finish in the top 2, which is what you need to be able to qualify in the Super 8. So I'm not giving Bangladesh a strong chance there, but you never really know how things turn out in those one-off clashes that happen in the big tournament. So let's just see where Bangladesh finish. It does look like a decent squad, but the fact that they don't play that level of cricket that you need, and there are some better teams out there, I don't quite see them going a long way. But good luck to Bangladesh. Let's see how they perform. What are your thoughts about their squad? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. That was our analysis of the Bangladesh squad, and in case you like what we do here at Sports Day, give us a thumbs up and like, share and subscribe to us. We're there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter as well, so follow us across all platforms.